It's Discoveries of Learning, and all of you are heartily welcome. Here we uh, uh, tries to add some positive vibes among the youngsters. Uh, we had already uh, we had already discussed about the study cycle and uh, requirement of main motto of study, that is the requirement of study as let us survive and let the mankind and universe survive, and the brain and backbone of the society has been developed by the studies only, through studies only. But we had not discussed in details. As if we try to discuss it in details, it will take too much time. But try to add some brief uh, brief uh, brief point of view, brief explanation from my point of view about the studies. We have all seen that whether it's a prince or it's a pauper, everybody had to go through studies. Princes were also not escaped. Princes were not also escaped from studies, as because studies are most vital. So why we should understand that we should have understood the importance of studies from this point of view. Uh, for every single youngsters can only be understood the previous developments through only through studies. And we had already discussed that the discoveries that mankind had done, though it is from the point of view of knowledge available in this universe are less, but this is also from a single person's point of view. This is also a very vast and huge, which has already been discovered by the mankind. So why the mankind could not be able to completely go through all the discoveries and developments throughout his entire life. So why, and as the society has to be run in future also, the previous generations experience and previous generations development should be made available to the next generation. And next generation should understand the previous generation's development, and from that point of view they had to go ahead, try ahead to develop more. As for from science point of view, social science point of view, anthropology point of view, archaeological point of view, architecture point of view, nobody can be able to, or engineering point of view, medical science point of view, or and that every from every 360-degree angle, if we consider the 360-degree angle of the society, no man can able, I think it is from my point of view, no man can be able to completely uh, completely acquire the knowledge of complete total development till then by the mankind. So why we our scholars had developed some syllabuses, they developed some syllabuses, and developed some courses, developed some developed some uh, uh, well organized uh, educational systems, so that the previous generation's discoveries could be transferred to the new and young stars, so that they can survive and they can let them go ahead. And if they can they can uh, try to uh, they can try to make it try to make it possible for further discoveries, and for simplicity, for very simplicity, the youngsters should understand that the studies that they are doing, as they are to be the citizens and brain and backbone of the society of the future coming future in future years, they had to run the society. So if they were well known to the social social obligations, social conscience, and at, with and their further developments related knowledges, they can run our society better. No one is less important, but someone is sometimes most important too, from the point of view of decision making. As because ISRO scientists were also important, and a janitor is also important, and uh, PM is also important, president is also important from the point of view of the social norms. But the decision making of the ISRO scientist and PM or the janitor is different, and their uh, action, their area of action is also very different. Area of action is also very different. So why the our uh, uh, our past generation, the most brilliant and most to be most obliged and to be most honored previous generation had given us the great constitution, greatest constitution, and they had uh, they had given us the most various, uh, most advanced, that and most advanced facilities, such as voting facilities to all, uh, voting facilities to all, educational systems. Everybody should participate in education, take education, and development. They had given us more. We should not uh, we should recognize them, or not recognize. We should always honor them, and we should try to develop further. Try to develop further. Uh, Now, for simplicity, the once India was, for a complete, a very simple example, India was somewhat small princely states uh, in medieval medieval years, as we know from our history, and divided in parts, and uh, they were not well in uh, well in friendly state also, well in not in friendly state, and after that British came here, and they took over the administration system. They had developed the administration, uh, and we had seen that 1857 there was a Sepoy mutiny, which was called as Sepoy mutiny, and the, as there were no leadership, and and not too much persons were not too much educated to control the entire that uh, uh, that uh, agitation, entire the control, and maximum has many interest, own interest, personal interest, as we have seen from the history. So why it was not been successful, and the importance, I am from four point of view of importance, I am saying it, that after that the educated persons, all educated persons took part in the India's independence movement, took part in India's independence, and they had got the independence in the year 1947. And the leaders who were the persons involved, and the leaders who had lead the independence movement were all are educated. You can see that all are educated, very much well educated, from a point of view of Mahatma Gandhi, from the point of view of Jawaharlal Nehru, from the point of view of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, from the point of view of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, from the point of view of Veer Savarkar, everybody, and B.R. Ambedkar, and those who were students of college, they had also led the movement, and everybody you had, if you had gone through this Indian independence movement, you will definitely see that all educated persons were behind this um, motivational work, behind this motivational work, and for their dedication, that they were not supporting the British government, and they were not getting the lucrative jobs as like as Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, who had got who had honored with the ICS degree of Darden, and who may be the collector and men in very much the bigger post in the future past periods, but they had not gone through such type of lucrative jobs, but they had did not they were motivated to got the independence, and for their dedication, for their sacrifices, we the people of India are now Now we are able to say that we are very independent. Not only India's independence, other states' independence. If we try to go through, we can see that the education and studies had also uh, the most important effect of getting independence from other countries such as South Africa, Nelson Mandela, uh, their uh, and other countries which I don't want to mention. It is not our part of interest. Uh, but you have to know it that if a country like India can be independent through the education and their uh, education and their uh, through their developed education, then what is the greatest impact that a country can be made independent through by obtaining proper education. Uh, and motivation and leadership actually comes through this education. Uh, after that, uh, after that, that preparation of constitution, giving us the fundamental rights, uh, giving us the directive principles, how our country should be uh, go ahead in future days. What are these future uh, future plannings that came to their mind from the uh, studies and their complete dedication and life learnings, and most they had they had they had uh, like, they had keep the give the positive push our nation uh, with a scientific point of view to for development of uh, scientific uh, scientific temperament of any mankind. They try to develop scientific temperament of mankind. Liberalism in religions. Every religion could be uh, could be maintained by any person. Could be any religion. Could be they can go through any religion. What a future thinking of Darden persons. What a future thinking. Uh, how how liberal they are, which is not required, were well understood by them. And then the voting to the all of the citizens, considering the age also, all citizens, not they had not given a specialized category such as income taxpayers or uh, such as only educated persons, and uh, every corner was um, included. The corner was what a great thinking, what a great thinking. These thinkings were most probably from their best education they had got, best education they had got. So uh, as and as it is very much required and important. Very much required and important. So why I told my youngsters that it is the first principle required that you are going to be the future citizens of this country or future citizen of this world. Uh, and you have to run the world. Uh, so why this uh, minimal knowledge, I had told you that minimal knowledge. Any person who had get engineering degrees only knows a little bit of engineering works. There's medical knowledges. Somewhere social scientists. So they had minimal knowledge. All uh, uh, knowledges were uh, tried to be flown throughout the years ahead. So why we should understand the knowledges is important as important and try to have motivated to obtain proper education before trying to deliver our uh, deliver our deliver service to the society, deliver our service to the society. And for very simplicity to run the uh, run this state, that means country, state administrative system should be there. It was well organized by our previous generations, and to run this every I had already said that for nuclear scientists to PM to peon to janitor, every persons were important, not less important but required, but area of action is different. So why uh, uh, I think proper education for everybody is required very much, as this may only help us to deliver our service properly to the society. That peon should know to how to store the files, how to bring the files, read the name of the files, year of the files, proper maintenance of proper maintenance of advised jobs of his seniors, and this sort of knowledge and this sort of knowledge, minimal knowledge also, decorum also comes from the studies only. The office staff had to be there on time and to the entire office period, and this office period he had to go for his necessary works. This primary work was well uh, well teased during the period of schooling. He had to be on time. He had to be throughout the classes. He had to know the he had to go through his regular study works there at the school. So why? These sort of things were automatically taught at the school level, and he could have and read the names of the file, keeping them proof. These sort of minimal works were also taught at the school level. These are the very minimal job I have explained. For this also, to understand the languages written on the files, and if he was told that uh, do that the xerox of this paper, he had to know the how to operate the xerox machine also. Then to operate the xerox machine, the nomenclatures are all in English. He had to be well understood to the uh, uh, languages and numericals. A minimum for minimal work, numericals, time proper timing. So this for the very starting of the uh, job profile, it is for your simplicity. It is very much required, and if he had to be after departmental exam, he had to be promoted, then he had to draft letters as a junior clerk, draft letters, uh, draft filing letters. He had to maintain letters, uh, other proposals, projects. So why these sort of things requires prior knowledges, and these sort of knowledges were uh, educational, language, numericals, uh, the conduct, behavior, office, were well actually teach that education teach that schools from schooling schooling or school education. They had get got the foundation. They had got the foundation. Okay, then so why from the I have tries to show you the importance of studies is that from the point of view of dedicated our uh, leaders during the period of independent movement, and to the uh, peons of of a private or any uh, government offices, requirement of studies. And for simple, if we think that for a own private establishment, if we want to run a private establishment, or we had seen that a person with good private establishment send their students sends their children to uh, most prestigious educational institute to be educated. Why it is required then? Why they had sent their children to Cambridge, or children sent us to Harvard, or children, if education is not so necessary, not so required, they should not have been sent. Education studying is not so easy. It's a very hard and very tough job. Very tough job. It is light to say that the study is not required, but it is to uh, tough to study, go through study, proper educational study. It is very tough. He should be obedient. He should be well maintained, time maintaining student, well time maintaining student. He must go through all required project proposals, study their syllabus, caliber, give exams, passed out from the universities. It's not so very much easy. It is easy to say that education does not have any importance. Education does not have any, but every person were dependent on educated persons. There may be illiterate, or there may be uh, uh, highly powerful, rich persons. But you all, or if you observe with a very visible way, that you will see that they were completely dependent upon the educated persons. A illiterate minister is quite dependent upon his educated personal assistant. Nothing, he could do nothing without his personal assistant. He could not understand anything. He could not understand anything. But he may could not do anything. He always depend upon the educated assistant only. So why every this country was, if you see quite in a visible way, you will see that all country was going, this running country was run by the educated person, and if it is possible, most importantly, they had tried to save save the country from the most of the um, most of the uh, private corrupt persons, or any that private corrupt persons, and rules and regulations that sets all always rules and terms and conditions that were set and that were set to any government officials from doing any work against the people. These were set by the educated persons only. They control everyone's. Educated persons only controls the and tries to save this nation from private or any officials that were tries to overlook the rules and regulation and terms and condition, and tries to get benefited improperly. Only educated persons and their strict terms and conditions that were set to the science or social that is to against this society, against the norms that was set by the most brilliant educational persons had only heavenly take the control over the private and government officials in inappropriate works. These rules and terms and conditions were set by the well educated and well uh, uh, well uh, well re- well well educated and very much persons with deep knowledges only. Yeah. Uh, this I have trying to give you the actual practical importance of education in future levels actually, and for very simple areas. Look as in if you have very small scale industries persons also, if he is very much educated, uh, he should must have understand the proper action plan of this action plan is of his uh, private institution. Action plan, how, where, and uh, what should be beneficial for him and how it could be run. Proper planning, he could do proper planning uh, from the inventory control to the purchasing from many various important places, well communication, skill in well communication, complete control over languages, his languages, deep knowledges, mathematical calculations, very fast mathematical calculations, uh, and very fast mathematical calculation. Even if at cab driver, if he is well educated, he he should have understand how to how to greet his persons well manner, uh, is, control over it, control over languages, uh, control over languages, and conversations with the customers, conversation with the customers. They are uh, help him with searching anything, and if he was capable of well control over these things, and if the customer was very happy, then he could get more jobs, more assignments, actually more assignments. And if he is moving from one state to another state, if he has control over languages, then more languages, required languages, then he could have easily read and read directions and anything, got proper interaction with the local peoples, with the language that were officially known to known in every state, such as for India, English and Hindi. We can, if through educational studies, if we were not educated with English and or Hindi, we could not have able to visit throughout India very easily. It were the gift of very very not very not recognizable gift from the education, that we can we can make conversation with local people throughout these languages very easily, as we were taught these sort of languages at our educational institutions. So why I actually condemn the persons who says that these were rich but illiterate. There may be a few persons who were rich and illiterate, but if we see the complete society, if we see the complete society, only society's developments and positive works has only be obtained from the education and education and from the educated persons only. We are uh, well known that the Mughals can only defeat Dardan war with the help of cannons that were not used in those days from by the Indian soldiers, and they had this sort of scientific improvements and this sort of scientific improvement so that they can defeat. And for simple way, we had nuclear powers throughout the hard and continuous continuous steps from our renowned and respected scientists. We are a nuclear power state. If there was there were no education, no studies, that APJ Abdul Kalam could not have developed such type of missiles, and they should not have been called as the missile men. If the studies are the most important part, and all as we are a nuclear power state, all other states nearby to us and any other countries, they they don't try to indulge with us, or we should not our as a nuclear power state, we had a confidence over us, and no other countries as countries will, I think, from my point of view, will go for such type of simple complete complete war against India, as because they were also nuclear power states and we are also nuclear power state. We should not we from my point of view, we will also not going to try any we will not going to try any such type of um, such type of such type of tax, as uh, every states nearby are as much as much as of having same power, same power from the arms most advanced technologies, most advanced. All are nuclear power states. If we use nuclear power, they will also can try to destroy our country with nuclear power. So what it is, it is, it may be called as equilibrium. If we were not educated, we don't have any such type of nuclear power. Any other country method of threat of method that you should have been harmed if you would not do this, if you would not do that. But as our scientists and nuclear power nuclear power states has is the same power that such type of armed in terms of armed example, in terms of armed example, I said that nobody can indulge in such type of things. I suppose that we should have do this. If you not do that, it is because of our scientists, the education, the study. The foundation and backbone of this is this confidence is our studies. And at the last, I uh, at the last of this session, I should have tell that uh, should have tell that the most important thing is that uh, the study give us self-confidence and self-confidence and develop our mindset develop our mindset to the right things to the right things. Proper study and good study, always proper study and good study. Uh, I am not saying that Al Qaeda type studies or other terrorist type studies, those were taught uh, taught to uh, uh, fight in proxy wars. That type also studies, but that were not in a positive way. Uh, I, I, I should condemn this, and every person should condemn this if such type of proxy goes on. That yes, all other studies gives us self-confidence and develop our mindset to get a better world, and always uh, try to obtain the best for the mankind, obtain the best for the mankind. So the youngsters, I should have say you that uh, though though it is seems to be uh, seems to be huh? As casual studies, as casual we are as a children, we are as a kid, we are as a young student, we had to go to the school, and we had to go to the college, go to the university, and try to get the certificates. uh, Actually, you should have understand that we are the future citizens, and we should try to understand the best of these study materials and try to make this possible that throughout the studies we should go for further development of the society in any means, in any ways which were positive. So the social science, medical science is also developing. They were also trying to make further investigations so that human lives could be saved from any other diseases which are at present not curable, at not curable, seems not to be curable. uh, so why you should have always try to this, and I should conclude this session stating this only. Okay, thank you. Try hard to do study for the development of the society.